I would sort of try to be as specific as possible. We were Muslims in 1947, and we're Muslim today, right? There's, however, a difference. Today, we wear religion on our sleeves, and we shout it out from our housetops. We will be Muslims until the end of time. That is our destiny. No one can change that. No one is changing the demographics of Pakistan. Right? But why are we so worked up about it? In our 1400-year-old history of Islam, Islam has never been under a threat of takeover from any other religion. Although Islam has, which is a fact, taken over many other religions. Wherever Muslim conquests have gone, people in vast majorities and millions have converted to Islam. But Islam has never been under any threat, so to speak.
What about we're Spain? What about Africa? What about Asia? There are so many examples.
Islam was not under threat. It was the Muslims who were killed in Spain. Islam was not under threat. Right?
All right. Okay, you carry on. Yeah, okay, it was point taken.
Okay. If someone were to hear the political speeches given in Pakistan by various religious and political mainstream parties as well, one would come back with an impression as if something really bad is about to happen to their religion. Something horrific is about to happen, and something will make their faith just go away from
information.
No, thank you. The people of East Pakistan were as good Muslims as we in the West. They had issues with us regarding political autonomy. They had issues with us regarding the distribution of natural resources. Not being able to address those issues, we discovered our cost in 1971. That religion alone was not enough of a force to keep the country together. Just as we're discovering today that religion alone is irrelevant to the grievances of Balochistan.
On this point, please.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Surely the issue with Balochistan, surely you're basically making the point for us. Apart from religion, nothing seems to bind Balochistan with the rest of Pakistan. This is not. It's not a case of.
I thought it was oil and gas, which we're therefore fighting about. Right?
It's not so simple on both sides. But let's carry on. It's not just religion or not just oil and gas. There's more to it.
Okay. Yeah. Today we present the picture of a house divided. Right? Why are we divided? Why do we present the picture of a fractured society? The share of other faiths in our population is insignificant, ladies and gentlemen. We're an overwhelmingly Muslim country, but if we're still a fractured society, this should give us pause to think whether our problems are related to religion or something else. The misplaced ideology of Pakistan being a fortress of Islam has dented Pakistan's national interests, and we have been dragged into unnecessary wars and confrontations. Back in the 80s, we were led into a war by General Ziaul against the Soviet occupation of Afghanistan, which contributed to the systematic decaying of our society, creating these proxy armies with the US money and Saudi money.
Points of information.
I just want to complete this. To counter Soviet expansion was only possible when done in the name of religion. And so it was done. Giving a religious cover to it made this war look like a holy one. Whereas today we see that the war was in fact between two superpowers. We just offered ourselves as the battlefield. Now I would like to come to the facts, the way religion and sort of over-association with religion with the Pakistani masses, which unfortunately are not too educated, has contributed to mass rioting in our society. I can't go without mentioning the Anglia riots of 1954, led to the deaths of about 2,000 Ahmadis and the destruction of their properties. Martial law was established and the federal cabinet is dismissed by Governor General Ghulam Mohammed. Following on the heels of riots came the Justice Ghani report of 1954, which has the distinction of one of the first official studies that looked at the insidious effects of religiosity permeating the young Pakistani nation. The inquiry finds, known as the Munir report, publicizes the fact that ulama were not only unfit to run a modern state, but are deplorably unable under cross-questioning, even to give realistic guidance to elementary matters of Islam. The Munir report further establishes that the objective resolution was nothing but a feeble attempt by our leaders to appease the religious right. It also establishes that the religious leaders clear idea of what it wanted to introduce to replace the progressive Pakistan that Qaid had dreamed of. The religious right scoffed at the idea of simple sovereignty being accorded to God and treated objective resolution as a hoax. In their minds, it was taken gesture. It was a token gesture by the center-leaning government to relieve the pressure being applied on them. Over the next half-century, we see this pattern repeated again and again as popular leaders yield to the religious right demands. The religious parties have been active in the political arena in Pakistan, but have never gained more than a single-digit figure, single-digit in terms of percentage in general elections. Yet their street power has never failed to exert itself in every single decade in Pakistani history. Unsurprisingly, during the course of our tortured history, the opaqueness regarding the role of religion stays uncomfortably in the midst of Pakistani consciousness. Islam is made state religion, then removed, and then made the state religion again. Politicians keep invoking Islam either to stay in power or to bring others down, such as Ayub used as apparently an Islamic argument to campaign against Fatma Jinnah.
Point of question.
Yes.
So there's something wrong with the way politicians are working, not anything wrong with Islam being a state religion.
I'll answer that later on. Pakistan tried to use Islam as a cohesive force only to see that East Pakistan broke away within the first 24 years of our existence, with Islam barely making even a feeble impact. Mr. Bhutto tried to appease the religious right by officially declaring Ahmadis non-Muslim, but he quickly found the same religious right looking to get rid of him in the name of Nizam al-Mustafa. It started off as an anti-rigging campaign in 1977, and then all of a sudden it changes into a Nizam al-Mustafa campaign. So I don't know how you justify that. Then in 1977, we got General Ziaul, the great Amir al-Mu'mineen, promising to enforce the Nizam al-Islam. He created Sharia benches, ran his religious-inspired government with the full backing of the main religious parties, as he altered the penal code to introduce blasphemy, apostasy, and adultery punishments. The only Islamized country, he was first to proclaim the armed jihad by Pakistan in the name of Islam. Since Islam and Pakistan were the same, the jihad in Pakistan were the same as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to just wrap up my debate that it is my humble opinion, in my view, that until and unless we realize that Pakistan was formed for the Muslims of the subcontinent and all other people, all other minorities who lived in that land, it was mainly because, in my opinion, Muslims for the past 19 years were subjects of the British Empire, and Muslims were not allowed to excel due to various reasons for those past 90 years. It was the vision of the Pakistani leaders at that time that if Muslims were to amalgamate in India, they would then go into the subjugation of Hindus. So it was a land created in the name of only Muslims and not only to be made as a fortress of Islam.
Thank you very much. Before we move on, I just thought, as a student of history, I should clarify a couple of points. Every third Sindhi, which is the second largest province in Pakistan, every third Sindhi is a Baloch. And Punjab is the largest province in Pakistan. Every fifth Punjabi is ethnically Baloch. So it's not that borders end between Balochistan and Sindh as they're shown on the map. And there are more Balochi people in one area of Karachi, Liaqat, than there are in the entire province of Balochistan, which accounts for 43% of Pakistani territory.